Boom. Hello everyone. Hello. So first things first, all okay on the sound and you can see me okay. But a good evening to everybody and welcome to the AdventureMe live stream. I'm doing it a bit different tonight. I'm not going to put the chat on the window tonight like I usually do. Only because when you watch it back, it's a bit irrelevant because you get the chat up on anyway on the YouTube video, so it's kind of a double layer, so it seems a bit pointless. So I won't put it on the screen anyway. So yeah, everyone can hear me, that's good. Everyone's coming in quickly. We've got a good start already. We've got 74 people in already, which is great. So yeah, I thought it was about time I did a live stream really. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? Probably, I don't know, was it September the last time I did one? I think it was, when I came back off holiday, September. Because I called it the Holiday Blues, didn't I? But yeah, been looking forward to doing one. I've been getting pestered a bit. People saying, do a live stream. I'm like, yeah, I will. Not that I'm bothered. I don't mind being pestered, I'm just saying. But yeah, I think sometimes I used to do a few too many, but you guys were craving one, so I thought, you know what, I will. And it's overdue now. I used to do the old milestones, didn't I, where I would go online for, say, 30,000 subscribers and things like that. But I'll probably still do them, but I've kind of got bored of doing that, and I thought I'll just do them as and when now. There's no point making a reason for it. I'll just do them when I've got anything to say or any news for you. So yeah, the main reason for being on tonight was to just try let you know what's going to happen on the channel in 2023. And when I say what's going to happen, as for the videos, I can give you a rough idea what I want to do, but what I can't do is tell you exactly what I'm going to do because it changes all the time. Like literally this week, I've ended up doing a video that I wasn't even planning on doing this year. That's just how it rolls sometimes. So I'll try and give you a best idea what videos I'm going to do. I've got a few ideas, things I'd like to get done this year, and also a few updates on the post that I put out a few weeks ago about the railway videos. I'm going to give you an update on that. And a few other little news items as well. But yeah, welcome to the live stream, everybody. It's nice to see everybody again. And obviously we've got a lot more new subscribers these days, which is fantastic. IJ Lynch, member for 7 months already. Thanks, mate. Apparently he wants me to say abutment. So there you go. Look at that abutment. He said he'll be able to sleep tonight if I say that word. It's become a bit of a running joke if you don't know, but a lot of my videos used to feature the word abutment in the early days. So it's a bit of a rarity these days, but I still get them in there, which is funny. And a few of the original members and original subscribers remember that. But yeah, welcome to everybody in the chat. We've got Wayne Paxford in. I think you were one of the first, Wayne. And Joel was in early as well. James Teal, Deborah Leach, Mark. Loving Scarborough videos. Raimundo Patricia, if that's how you say it. IJ Lynch. Should I go through some of these names? McFly, Kevin Parkin, Urbex Scotland, Darren Williams, nice name. UK Theme Parks. Hi mate, how you doing? Been watching your video this week. I saw your Thought Park Monks Walk video and your Chessington updates as well. I have watched you for a while. It's amazing how many people pop up that you actually watch. Pulton Runner's in. David Bellani, Nick Thomas, Jill Rogers, Richard Idle. I'm not going to go through every name because we'll be here all day, but just want to mention as well, Mouse Charger. I'm sorry to hear about your bad news, and hopefully you can join us in the next live stream. Got Martin Masola, Nick Thomas, Ronnie Verhorst, Susanna Hayward, Philip Whitehead. They're piling in now, that's great. But anyway, while we're here, I'm going to do a bit of talking about things that I want to talk about, and then but I want you guys to be asking questions as well, and you know, starting some chat on there because it gives me something to talk about as well. Otherwise, it'll be a very short live stream. So yeah, I hope that you can drop your questions in below, and if I don't read it out or I miss it, post it. You know, keep posting it. Not every 2 seconds, but post it a few times, and hopefully I will see it. I've just got a warning that my stream has dropped below the recommended rate, whatever that means. Who cares? As long as it's on. Good connection, it says, that's fine. So yeah, 131 of you in now. Brilliant. That's more than we normally get on a Sunday. That's amazing. So UK Theme Park says, love the channel. First time managed to catch a live stream. Yes, mate. I've not seen you on here before, but like I said, I do watch your videos. Watched your Thought Park one, your Chessington updates, your Portsmouth one that you did, or your Southsea. So we've got some questions coming in already. Howard Gibson, do you watch John Rogers videos? I don't, mate. I don't know who John Rogers is. What does he do? What kind of videos does he make? Mark Jones says, been a subscriber since the start of lockdown. Taught me loads about my local walks near me around St Aidan's. Brilliant, Mark. Glad to help. Glad it gets you out, because that's what I was doing. When I filmed the St Aidan's ones, it was just before we got locked down for you know what. So I was out and about quickly because I had a feeling we would be. Wayne says, why haven't you got any mods, Darren? Because they're all on blooming holiday. The ones that I had before are on holiday. If anybody wants to be a moderator on the chat, please just drop it in, let me know, and I'll click the button and make you a moderator so you can put people on timeout and remove bad comments and things like that. That'd be great. I've got nobody available tonight. I shouldn't have said that, should I? They'll be spamming it now. So hopefully I'll be able to keep tabs on it, if not. Val Smith says, love your Queensberry Lines videos. Thank you. Mark Jones says, been a subscriber since the start of lockdown. Taught me loads. Brilliant. Badger Fruit, stumbled upon your channel when YouTube gave me a random video, and since then I've been addicted. Well, welcome aboard, Badger Fruit. That's great to hear that the YouTube algorithm's working for a start, because I never trust it, but it seems it is working and recommending the videos. You love the Leeds and Middleton videos. Brilliant. Darren Williams from Warrington, Cheshire. I was over in Warrington a couple of months ago. Not video related. I've got some friends over there. I was visiting them. Tom Lupton says, I'll message your Facebook page a lot. I could mention some of the usual topics I send you. Yeah, go for it, mate. Oh yeah, I know you are, Tom. I know you are. Sometimes the names take a while to get in there. Cedar Point Kid. I wonder what you're a fan of. I haven't been to Cedar Point yet, by the way. It is on my bucket list, and I will hopefully go in the next couple of years. He said, I don't know if the Loudon Castle, I never know how to pronounce this, Loudon Castle theme park is still standing, but can you explore it? It's not still standing. I think it got demolished many years ago now. But that doesn't stop me, as you know. Camelot's long gone, but I still got there. I will explore it. It is on my list. It just depends when I can get to Scotland to do it, really. Need the weather and need the reason to go up there, really. So hopefully, yes. Caroline Dodsworth loves the video. Thank you, Caroline. I've lost my place now. Where have I gone? Tom Lupton says, it's since your Blackpool Central Station video, that's what got me subscribing. Brilliant, Tom. Mark Jones wants to be a moderator. Right, I'll put you on. I'll make you a moderator now. There you go. It should be done. I've just done it. Wayne wants to be a mod. I'll make you a mod. There you go, Wayne. You're a mod now. Thank you. Thanks, guys. That's much appreciated. Andrew Oldroyd says, love the videos. I'm the chap who keeps mentioning about Baildon Moor. Loved the plane story that crashed near Birkenshaw, or the Drub crash. Baildon Moor, yeah, I'll be up there this year for something different. I will get to that soon. I'll let you know when I tell you about what my future plans are. Enjoyed the Tramtown vlog. Thanks, Nick. That were brilliant, that. Paul Galley, the councillor for Blackpool, he's a bit of a fan of the channel. He just messaged me during the week and said, are you free on Saturday to come to Tramtown? We've got some great news to announce. I was like, of course. So, yeah, there I was. And I was happy to do it. Silver Star 1964. Any thoughts about a collaboration with another YouTube channel? I think I've done a load this year already. Well, I mean, literally last week I was with Nodrog and Walk on the Wild Side. Should I think who else I've done this year? I've forgotten already. But I've done quite a few. Obviously there's Martin and the White Wicks and a few other things. I still actually need to do a video with the White Wicks. I've been on their channel, but they haven't been on mine yet. So we need to do something there. But I'm always open to collaborations, always. I like doing it. I love meeting other YouTubers as well. It's great. Tom says it. You'd love a video on the Morecambe Tower. It's in the bag, Tom. Not literally filmed yet, but it's on the block, ready to go when I get round to it. Phil's going. Sorry. See you later, Phil. Joel. Hi, Joel. Plans for Tramtown look amazing. Leo UK 84. Yeah, they do. I just hope they get the money and it does happen, because a lot of it, like I said, they've already got the money for. But it's just they're relying on donations as well for some of the other bits. So hopefully that will happen. The only invited guest. Love the vlogs. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Wayne says you should do more videos with Stephen, Walk on the Wild Side. I have. I've done 3 with him. Believe it or not. Well, we did the 2.5 hour live stream. I don't know if anyone saw that, but a lot of you will have done, but when we went to Tramtown in Blackpool and did the ghost hunt, it was me, Walk on the Wild Side, and a few other people, and we had the tram shed to ourselves for the whole night on Halloween. And but I think the live stream was about 2.5 hours. So what I did was I cut it down. The live stream's still there if you want to watch it, by the way. But I also did an edited version for the channel. So I literally cut it down to about 40 minutes and did the highlights as well. So we had 2 videos. We had the full version and the highlight version. Lindsay wants to know when I'm coming back to Sheffield. I have no plans for Sheffield at the minute. Plenty of videos to do there, but I've no plans to do it yet. But I'm sure there will. It just depends on what pops up, really, like I say. Thanks, Badger Fruit. Badger Fruit says, what's the story with the sea captain's hat behind you and who's in the photo? That's me. That way. That one. There. That's me singing in the band on the weekend. And that's my old officer's hat for when I worked for P&O Cruises. It's not a captain's hat. I can't even reach it. But it's my officer's hat. I used to work for P&O Cruises 10 years ago now, 11 years ago. Thanks, Ian Fleming. Much appreciated, mate. Thanks for the donation. Thank you very much. And I loved your Blackpool tram videos. Thanks, mate. Did you have a great time with Nodrog? I did, mate. I did, yeah. We've obviously chatted before. We've never met, but we've chatted before. And we did the live stream with Martin Zero ages ago. And we were chatting on there. And we did say on there we should do something. And then I walked into Tramtown, and who do I see stood there? Or who do I see walk in just after me? Nodrog. I don't think he recognised me. I did him. He sort of... I tapped him on the shoulder, and I was like, all right, mate. And he sort of looked and went, oh. And then Stephen turned up as well. But yeah, he was a lovely guy. I mean, I knew that anyway. But we had a good chat, me and Nodrog. We were chatting about all sorts of things and ideas, and as you do. And and I was in his video and he was in mine. Nice to do a bit of a collab on that. It was great. Tom says you should do collab with Trek and Exploration. I've done one with Ant already. Did you not see the video? It's the tunnel video that on my channel. The Mapplewell tunnel. So have a look on my channel for the Mapplewell tunnel. That's with Ant. Alright, must catch up. Badger Fruit. I take that tribute band. That's what I do on a weekend. Not every weekend, but some weekends. Darren Williams, are you talking... Oh, you're talking to somebody in the chat, I presume. Do you watch Seaside, aka Building Blackpool Better channel, aka Colin? Yeah, occasionally I do, Wayne, yeah. Not every video. It's one of them where I dip in and out. It tends to be, if it's a good subject, I'll watch it. Philip Whitehead, good to see the viaduct in Leeds made to good use. Yeah, I was impressed with that, I've got to say. If you haven't seen it, I did the video down at the new Leeds viaduct that have just opened with the garden on top, which is very nice. It's not finished, but it's half there. And in summer, which brings me on to my first topic, in summer I'm going to be doing a members meetup on there, which is a great place to do it. So all the members of the channel, you'll be getting you've probably already seen the other one that I sent the other day, but you'll be getting a message on the chat group, you know, the what do they call it, the community chat. So keep your eyes peeled on Patreon and YouTube for a message in the next few weeks with a few dates on it, or potential dates on it anyway. It's looking like we're going to do it maybe early summer, so I'm going to organise a little meetup on top of that viaduct once, so we can go and explore it, and it'll be nice and warm hopefully, and I can get to meet some of you and get to know you. So yeah, if you're a member, expect a message soon. Ronnie Verhoes says, you got your beard shorter now. No, it's quite long. I think it's just the lighting makes it look thinner. Well, it might be shorter than it was at Christmas, but yeah. I've had it like this for a while now. These comments are so fast, it's great. I love it. Yes, as Wayne says, please everyone hit that like button on the video. It just lets everyone know that we're live. It's great, and the more people come in, the more chat we can do, and the more it lasts as well. So yeah, if you just watching the video, just hit that thumbs up button on the thing, and that's it. That's all you got to do. It'd be amazing. We've got 156 in currently. Probably. We've got, Mapley Tunnel, thanks mate. That was Chris Bradley. Just catching up with these comments. Dates announced for walking tour. Post Office Railway London. Oh right, okay, thanks Ian Roper. I was just trying to work out what your comment was saying then. You know about the mail rail? Yeah, I've been speaking to them already. I was supposed to do that last January actually, but at the time I think I had flu, so I couldn't do it, and postponed it to this year, and they never got back to me, so I don't know what's going on, but I do keep messaging them anyway. So hopefully I'll get to do the mail rail. Big thanks to IJ Lynch for your donations, mate. Thank you very much. Would you be willing to travel to Suffolk if the history and background story is worthy? I would, yes. In fact, I think I'm going to Suffolk in the spring for a video. But it's an organised one that has been planned for a long time with someone else. That's all I'm going to say for now. So yeah, I'll be in Suffolk. Wayne, you're very good at this moderating lark, aren't you? I can tell you've done this before. Loving it. Thanks, Wayne. MC Markey, thanks Darren for your Hewenden Viaduct video. Never knew about it, and we'll be visiting on the way to the Dales in May. Nothing like that here in Norfolk. Love your videos. Thanks, mate. Yeah, pop up if you're in the area. Why not? It's worth a see. It's worth a check. It's worth checking it out. Excuse the slight silence. I'm just scrolling through. UK Theme Park says, I've got to come to Portsmouth. History everywhere. I've already been, mate. I've got a few videos there on my channel. I've got family there. In fact, I was down in Portsmouth at Christmas. So, yeah. I've got family in Portsmouth. I've done a few railway videos there, and I've done 2 walking videos. Didn't mean to do that. Do it like that. 2 walking videos in South Sea and Portsmouth. Chuffing chilly here in Blackpool this evening, Sean65 says. Being on the promenade with the hound, met Nodrog in the Dunes pub. All right. I was going to say, what was he doing skulking around in the Dunes? In the Dunes pub just before Christmas, had a natter with him. Nice guy. Yeah, he's a lovely, lovely guy. I know it's chilly here, mate, in Leeds. Never mind Blackpool. It's chilly here. I can imagine what it's like over there. Again, another one saying they enjoyed the Central Station video in Blackpool. Thank you. I'm going to let you know about my new videos in a minute. Just do a couple more comments. Loving that there's other abandoned railway enthusiasts out there. I live in Glasgow and there's tons of things up here. I know, mate. I know, Scott. I will get there one day. Cedar Point Kid. What's the best Schwarzkopf coaster? There's not many good ones in the US except Drea Lupin. Well, Drea Lupin used to be here, or a version of it did, at Flamingoland. For me, I did like Olympia Lupin at Hyde Park. I did like that. It's still really, really smooth, really good ride that. And that's probably I've been on a few, but not too many, and I'd say that's my favourite so far. Grizzly Gaz. I don't know what you mean by... I'll take that as a no then. I don't know what you're referring to with that. Some of these messages are out of sync. Wayne says, any more Blackpool videos or live streams in Blackpool? Good question. Yes, there will be live streams in Blackpool because I will be there in the summer, so 100%. Videos, yes, still got plenty to do in Blackpool, believe it or not, and I mean still got plenty to do. It won't be as often as it was last year. They'll probably trickle in across the year, maybe into next year. But yes, definitely. Chris Bradley says, will you be getting the extendable breakout again? Unfortunately, I won't because I stood on it. It was in the garage and I stood on it and snapped it in half. So that won't be making an appearance, but I'll get my trusty garden rake out, if that's what you mean, for the culverts. Hopefully, yeah. It's a bit... in fact, now is about the right time to do it, isn't it? But it's just too cold and miserable. I just don't want to go out. Tom... I don't do YouTube membership because I don't trust Google. Don't blame me, mate. You can do Patreon if you want. That's not Google. Patreon's a separate thing. I believe that the Birkenhead disused railway is going under construction. You need to come out. All right, yeah. Tom says, I inspire. You inspire me, Darren. Thank you very much. I doubt that, but thanks. Wow, these comments are quick. I'm loving it. People from the Netherlands want to share the broadcasts as much as possible. Can you come to Somerset? Towpath dippers, magnet fishing. I'd love to come to Somerset. And I will be. I'm sure I will. I've got videos to do there, so yeah. It's just getting round to it because it's so far away, isn't it? Mark Jones says the Ultimate is being taken down, isn't it, Darren? It is, mate. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not half gone, but about a quarter gone. It hasn't changed, though, since I sent my drone over a few weeks ago. When I sent the drone up and had a look, it's still the same. It hasn't gone down anymore, but if any news comes in that it's getting any more demolition done, I'll be up there again with the drone. The reason, well, I just loved doing the Ultimate thing because that for me was my childhood ride. It's the one I had more nostalgic memories of than any other because it was probably the first, I think it was the first ride I actually went on, or one of the first anyway. Julie C. Hi, Julie. You're not late, don't worry. Glasgow plane spotting. Will you ever do Scotland? Yes, mate, I will, 100%. I'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere at all, even Europe. Even America. I'm not shy. It's just I need a good reason, and it needs to be the right time and funds permitting as well. Joel, I can see them, yeah. I can see your comments, Joel. Mark Jones says, where in Leeds, Darren? I'm near Rothwell in Leeds. Or near Woodlesford. Leah says it was snowing here before. Is that in Blackpool? Thank you, Chipmunk. Thank you very much for the donation. Thanks for the content. Pompey has lots of history. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've got family there, and I've done the railway. I did the South Sea Railway. I did 2 other videos as well. I've got plans for another few down there as well, railway related, in Portsmouth. Kevin Parkins says, have you finished the Queensbury line yet? No, I haven't, mate, and I'll explain that in a minute when I talk about the railway stuff. Leah says, are they not giving you a part of it? Maybe a bolt? Are you talking about the Ultimate? No. Tight buggers. No. They won't even reply to my messages, so they're not going to do anything like that. Duke says, will you be doing American Adventure? I certainly will. Again, probably summer for that one. Mark Jones has never been on the Ultimate. You missed out. You did miss out. Butlins Barry Island too. Yep. 100%, mate. I'll be there. That was Tom Lupton. David says, finding lots to explore in my neck of the woods in Granada, southern Spain. So, yeah, I bet there's plenty down there, but I hope you enjoy it, mate, because you'll have the weather. Well, it's probably you've probably not got the weather at the minute, but I bet it's damn sight warmer than it is here. I bet there's plenty there. IJ Lynch, thank you very much, mate. That's much appreciated. Thanks for the donation yet again. Grab a coffee and a cake on me while on your adventures. Thank you for what you do. Genuinely inspiring. Oh, thanks, mate. I will get a coffee and a cake. Definitely a cake. In fact, when I was out the other day at Golden Acre, I bought quite a few coffees then. So thanks for that. Holly says, what about Nottingham? Yeah, Holly. Again, like I say, everything is on the cards. Everything is on the cards. Nottingham, definitely. I've done them happily, but that's all I've done there. Val Smith loves the Pudsey videos. Great grandfather was station master at Pudsey Lowtown. Brilliant. That's great to know that, Val. Must be a nice thing to remember. Scott says, any plans for another ghost walk on Halloween? The Tramtown one was brill. Potentially, yes, Scott. I don't know if I can top that, but potentially. I might make it an annual Halloween thing, like a ghost hunt. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Because it's not really my thing, but for Halloween, why not? Alan Ross, love your Blackpool videos. Thanks, mate. Do you have any information on the failed project? The PK27, the bigger one. Yeah, I talked about it in my video. If you didn't watch my Pleasure Beach series, I mentioned it in there. I put some concepts and stuff up in there. And I showed a few rumours in the video as well. So if you haven't seen it, it's my part 2 of my Blackpool Pleasure Beach series. I did mention about the failed UK's tallest roller coaster at the time. What are you drinking? Coffee. Not Yorkshire tea this time, unfortunately. Got coffee. I need to stay awake. So I've been a bit poorly the last few days. Went out to Golden Acre on... was that Thursday or Wednesday? I can't remember. Came back and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I literally went down, got in, and I just... just went under and went all horrible and cold and shivery, and I thought, oh no, here we go. Lucky it didn't last more than 2 days. Friday, Saturday, I think I had it, and then literally Saturday evening it just cleared up. and Sunday I was absolutely fine, so that was amazing. But yeah, it started to hit me. I think I just maybe a bit worn out. I just needed a good sleep, so I had like 2 days of good sleep. So yeah, I was a bit poorly. Leah says, my first roller coaster was the one at Metroland. I remember that one. I've got a video of that on my other channel. I remember that one. I loved that one. Check engine KSA. Hi, mate. Oh, David says it was snowing in Spain. And 28 degrees next Sunday. Weird, isn't it? Liam's transport videos says, can you do Alton Towers Railway? Yes, mate. It is on the list. 100%. Do a live stream at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Wayne. If they'll let me, I will, yeah. Crispy says, do you believe in the paranormal? I've got to say, I'm open-minded. I don't not believe it, but I don't have any reason to believe it because I haven't seen anything yet that's convinced me otherwise, if you know what I mean. So I'm more of a kind of guy. I don't believe something. I don't dismiss it, but I don't believe it until I've actually seen it for real in front of me. And when I see it, I can't be. I've had a drink or anything like that. I mean, 100% can't deny it. It's right there. Then I would 100% believe. But I wouldn't say I disbelieve. I just don't know. Grizzly Gaz, hiya mate. Thanks for your donation. That's much appreciated. Collaboration, or am I too niche? I don't know. I don't know what you do, mate. I'll have a look. I'll check your channel out in a minute. I've just opened it up. Or hiking and camping. I do like camping. I do like hiking. And I do like exploring. So, who knows? Yeah, why not? Yeah. Thanks, mate. Thanks for your donation. But I'll have a look later on, mate. Man flu, Mark says. Yeah, probably, mate. It's what I would like to probably. Yeah. A lot of people would probably call it man flu. Weather Paul says he's just finished watching my Burstal videos. Thanks, mate. I was using your weather forecast the other day about the snow, by the way, to try predict when I can go out and do a video. So thanks for that, Paul. Polton Runner says the Blackpool Pleasure Beach Halloween you did 2 years ago was great. Thanks, mate. Kevin says if you come back to Richmond Hill, there's a cuppa waiting for you. One of my old work colleagues lives there, and he said the same. He said, "Why didn't you come in for a cuppa?" I didn't know he was there. I'm not far away, mate. I'm only around the corner. Leah drinks Yorkshire tea. Good. Coffee, this though. UK theme parks. Haven't seen a Hailing Island one. Light railway getting Thorpe's old train, and I'm sure there used to be a line onto the island. Yeah, they did. I was going to do the Hailing Island line, but Paul and Rebecca Whitewick did it last year, so I thought maybe I'll hold off before I do it a couple of years. But I would, yeah, the miniature railway they've got there as well. That'd be nice to do. For the Thorpe Park's old train, aren't they? They got the old carriages and train. They took them away a few months ago, didn't they? Yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be interesting. I love my miniature railways as well. Half Annie Moore, Gary Sheathers says, yes, mate, I know, I've been there many times. I used to go there when I was a kid. Butlins, Pwllheli, and when it became Haven. Although I did prefer it as Butlins, I must say. Have you thought about doing Bradford Industrial Museum, Keith? No, I haven't. I have been many times, but I haven't done a video on it. Only because there's not a lot to really do there. From what I remember, it was a lot of working machinery, but that was it. Once you've shown it, I can get probably 2-3 minutes out of it, and then what do I do with it? It's kind of it's kind of just walking around a museum, isn't it? There's no story to it. That kind of thing I would probably do for a midweek video, like put it out midweek of me just touring something, which is a new idea that I'm working on, and I'll tell you about in a second, for doing like midweek things. Good to be open-minded but skeptical. Yeah, that's how I am. The Chipmunk 2008, that's how I am. Yeah, open-minded but skeptical. Yeah, Weatherpool says I should do one with Nodrog. I should, yeah, mate. I think that could be a good collab for us, actually, because he's started doing that all now, hasn't he? Transport video, Liam's transport videos. The Enterprise at Alton Towers is gone now. Yeah, I know, mate. Replaced with the fairground ride. Any gigs planned locally, Deborah Leach? Not yet, but there will be. I'm planning on doing some more events this year, like I did last year, in the Leeds area or the northern area, Sheffield, and all that sort of thing. Leah says, "Ever camped over a cliff?" No, I haven't, and I bloody wouldn't either. One thing I am is scared of heights. I'm not too bad, but hanging off a cliff, no chance. It was bad enough walking up the Big Dipper at the Pleasure Beach. Darren's watching it on his Sky Q box. You posh so-and-so. Chipmunk says the White Wicks did that line. Yes, I remember it. You're welcome, mate. Weatherpool. You know where I am for day updates if anything planned. Thanks, mate. I always forget to mention it, or I always forget to say. But yeah, I will. Yeah, or anyway, everyone's nagging me now. They're like, come on, tell us what you're going to do. So, just before I do, Sarah Crowley says, can Barney come say hi? I'll try get him up in a bit. The problem is he's really poorly. He's a bit frail at the minute. So that was another thing I was going to talk about. So basically Barney's been really poorly the last 3 or 4 months, which is why he's not been in any videos or anything. He's got a heart murmur, which we didn't know about. Basically, we took him to the vets for... He was breathing... He had breathing problems, so we took him to the vets, and she said, oh, that'll be his heart murmur that's doing that. Like we knew. And I was like, what heart murmur? She said, oh, your vet told you. I was like, no, they didn't. So we didn't know, and he wasn't on any medication, but he should have been. So anyway, we sorted all that out. But every probably 3 or 4 weeks, he has these really bad episodes where he struggles to breathe and he's like panting. And he basically, it's the heart murmur that's causing it, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And it will probably, unfortunately, end him. That's just how they work. But it's one of them. We're going to try keep him going as long as we can. When he's on a good day, he's fine. He's absolutely fine. But today he's having a bad day, and he's sat down on the floor in the room panting his head off at the minute, which is not nice to see. But I could probably carry him up, but he gets a bit out of breath doing the stairs and things like that. So I'll see. We'll see. So yeah, basically, the plan for this year is I want to start to do a few different things on the channel. Not that I don't normally anyway, but so I don't know if you've seen, but if you go onto my actual channel page on YouTube, I've categorized everything into new playlists. So now we've got different categories, which I've already forgotten what they are. Let me find out. So we got, where are they? Right, so we got obviously live streams, collaborations. So we've got the big categories are for the channel. This is where I'm going to put all the videos into now, and what they're all going to be themed around. So we've got discovering, which is anything factual and educational and adventures. So anything that, to me, the discovering playlist means any video that I make that is not something old or really old. So it's something I might be looking at, like a museum or a culvert or a I don't know, a modern day railway tunnel or something that's active and in use, and not, I don't need to explore it, if you get what I mean. And also anything educational, things like that. Then there's going to be exploring, which is going to be everything where I physically go and explore something, like the Butlins Filey or Crystal Palace, where it's something historical that's now completely gone, and I go and explore it. That's the exploring playlist. We've obviously got the Lost Stations, which I've been doing anyway. So that's all the abandoned stations. We've got theme parks and roller coasters, which is anything obviously theme park and roller coaster related. We've got the history of, which is a brand new series that I'm going to start doing, and I've already done one video. So when I put the ultimate video out a few weeks ago about the roller coaster that built by British Rail, that was the first of that type of video. So basically a history of video will be a subject, and I'll tell the history of it from start to finish. But I won't necessarily explore anything. It'll just be a history video. So I will literally, like the ultimate at Lightwater Valley, I'll do its complete history from start to finish, and that is it. And but it'll be very detailed and hopefully very interesting. So that's going to be a new type of series that I'm going to do, and I've already got a massive list of things to do for that, which I think you'll enjoy because they're quite generic subjects and broad subjects. Things like I don't know, things in the branded things in the area that we remember as kids and things like that. They're not necessarily historical. A lot of them are, but it might be something that's, I don't know, really relevant, and we want to know the history of it or where it came from. And like I said, the ultimate video was one of those. Even though I was on location for that, for some of the shots, I probably won't be for the others. It'll just be a case of me narrating over it, a full video, maybe with some local shots, who knows. So that's a new type of video. That's the history of, which is a series type documentary. Then we've got the hidden secrets, which we've been doing for a while, which is where I go behind the scenes at certain things. So again, these could be current things, and they could also be historical things. So it's basically anything that they will let me go behind the scenes and show you guys things that you've never seen before. That's the whole idea of that series. We've got culverts and drains, which explains themselves. We've got the then and now, which is the ones where I do the overlays. And then I've got other playlists as well for complete railway series that I've done in the past. So I've changed how it runs, the channel basically. So I've got categories to put it in now. So the channel is basically, I mean, it always has been, but it's based around history. But not everything will always be history. So I might do something from a different angle, but tell the history of it, or, you know, I kind of know where I'm going with it. It's hard to explain, but I hope you enjoy the content anyway. It's going to be very different. It's going to be a bit of everything chucked in, which is what I like doing. And I have said, I'll come on to the railway thing in a bit. The other thing I want to mention was, where was I going with this? I've talked myself out of it now. No, I will mention the railway thing. So I put a post out a few weeks ago just saying about the amount of abuse I was getting. I say abuse. I probably made it sound a bit like I was getting bashed, but I wasn't. I was just getting a lot of comments. Some of them, you know, typical YouTube style, but a lot of comments saying derogatory things. I'll give you an example. When I put the ultimate video out, or something that's not railway, even though the ultimate was, I'll get comments, things like, "Oh, really didn't like this video. This is not my cup of tea. When you back to railways, or stick to railways. These are crap," or, you know, that kind of thing, where it's just not constructive. And a little bit of me kind of thinks, why would I do that? Because I'm not a railway channel, and that's what I have to try get across to everybody. I'm a history adventure channel. That's what I do. So adventure, the reason I called it AdventureMe was because it's generic. Adventure can be any kind of adventure. It could be an adventure walking the dog. It could be an adventure looking at a roller coaster. It could be an adventure on a railway. It could be anything. That's the point. But my angle of the channel is history. So that's what I like doing. It doesn't mean it's going to be 100% history, but it's going to be based on history as much as I can do. Because I like doing that anyway. But it doesn't mean I'm just doing railways. In fact, far from it. And the railway thing just happened to be what I started with, because at the time we were in lockdown. And the only thing available to me in my area was railways. Because I could walk them and do them during, you know, like when we were allowed out and things. It was the easiest thing, and I did a few canals as well. That was the only reason I started with the railway thing, and I did a lot in a short space of time. However, move to today, and the channel has gone off in different directions, and the audience has grown much larger in other directions, which is how I wanted the channel to go anyway. And people are still crying out for more railways and saying, you know, why we're not doing it? Why are you not doing as many railways as you used to do? Why you don't? Because I'm not, and I'm not gonna do. I'm not going to apologise for that, because that's not what the channel was about. It just so happened I did a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean I ain't going to do them, because I am. I still like railways. It's not that I'm not going to do them. It's just going to be as and when, like everything else is. But what I also wanted to mention with the railway thing was what I'm going to do. I'm changing how I do them now. So what I'm only going to do, if you remember, I used to do full railway series where I would start something and walk the whole line right to the end. Now, I think a lot of you have found that really boring. I mean, I must admit, when I'm filming them or when I'm doing them at the time, you know, I'm waffling on at the camera and I'm enjoying myself, and it doesn't appeal to everybody. That's the problem. And every railway video I've put out, the series videos haven't done that well at all. In fact, they've got worse and worse and worse. So I think that audience is dropping off. And the only ones that do well are the big, well-known stations like Blackpool Central, Leeds Central, the big ones. They're the ones that do well. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm not going to do series anymore where I do from start to finish. I will only do something if it's worthy of doing. So I'm only going to cover something on a railway if it has a story to it, which I've got one coming up in a couple of weeks that I'm doing, a station which is not far from here, which has a really good blooming story to it. So, and a really good headline as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That kind of thing. It's because otherwise nobody watches it. I mean, I'm making these videos and I just sit there thinking, why did I bother? Because nobody's watching it. And some of these videos can take me a week to edit. You know, I can go out there and spend all day filming them and then a week to edit per episode. And they're going out and they're getting 2,000 or 3,000 views, which, you know, some people would say is amazing, but compared to what I get for other stuff, it isn't. And to me, it's a bit like going out on stage and giving the performance of your life, but nobody's sat there watching. You just feel that big. And that's how you feel when you put a video out. You've got to have something back. Do you know what I mean? The thing you get back is the kick from people watching it. Otherwise, you just lose the motivation for it. So unfortunately, I won't be doing any. I've tried it again. You know, I've given it a hell of a chance. I put quite a few videos out earlier this year, and the end of last year, like the Hewenden Viaduct and the Leeds Marsh Lane Station, the Richmond Hill Tunnel. They were experiments to see how they would go on now, or how the videos would get on, and they've just bombed, all of them. So, yeah, I just don't think people want to watch it anymore. That's the problem, and that's fine. I've got plenty of other things I can move on to and do. So when it comes to railways, what I'm going to do is focus on the big stations or the big stories, not necessarily a station, but the big stories to do with railways. Again, a bit like the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley. It was a roller coaster that I really was fond of, and it has a good story, but it was also built by British Rail, so it was a nice all-round story. That was a great example. And again, Blackpool Central, another great example. Everybody knows it. Everybody's parked there. Everybody's seen it. So it's that kind of thing. It's got a story to tell. So if you've got any ideas for stations with really good stories, drop them down. Well, don't comment on here. Send me an email, and we'll see if we can squeeze some of them in. I've already got a few in the bag. But one thing I am going to mention about the railway thing, which is good news, by the way, which is another example that I'm not giving up on the railways, is I'm in talks at the minute with a large railway company. That's all I'm going to say, to do a big project with them. And I think it's happening. I'm just waiting for and then I'll be there to do it. So it's been agreed. I'm just waiting for the thumbs up. It'll be very exciting if it happens, and I'm sure it will. Very exciting. So, yeah, fingers crossed I get that, and it'll happen. So that's all I've got to say about the railways. I've got plenty of new styles of videos coming up, and I hope you enjoy them, really. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to waffle on all night otherwise. But yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think of my thoughts down below? I know some of you will probably go, "Oh, I only came for the railways," but I can't. You know, all I can say is keep your eyes peeled for them, and then when they come out, obviously watch them. If they don't, then don't. If the other videos don't interest you, just skip on the video. So that's all I can do. I can't just do railways because it's not what I was originally intending. It's not what I want to do, and it's not what people want to watch, unfortunately. You know, every other YouTuber does the same as me. I mean, look at Martin, the Whitewicks. They don't just do railways at all. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed doing them, but I'm not going to waste my time on videos like that if nobody's going to watch them. And I can put a video out of a drone shot that I did of the ultimate in Lightwater Valley, and it gets 5 times the amount of views just from sending a drone up. And I think, well, where's the sense in me spending a week editing a video, or I could do that in 20 minutes? You know, it's not that I just want to get the easiest option. It's just that I'm not going to put the effort in if it's not going to get watched, if you know what I mean. So I'd rather use that time to do a good video somewhere else that people will love. Breathe. Anyway, let's have a look at the comments. So we got, how many we got in so far? We got 155 in. Good, we're still doing well. Pork Zero loves the content. Thanks, mate. Peter Rushworth, brilliant channel. You make the videos I want and I will watch. Thanks, Peter. That's amazing. JP says, you have to suffer for your art, they say. I don't know what that means, mate. Wayne says these videos are amazing. Thank you. Darren Howell, please don't be sorry. Your vlogs keep me going. Thanks, Darren. The Chipmunk 2008. But you may have made the day of those people who did turn up in the audience. Yeah, possibly. But I just get nothing out of it. That's the problem. And because I don't see what people see. But when, you know, if I spend, say, 5 days on a video and probably 100 quid making it, and it gets watched by 1,800 people, I just think, why did I bother? I honestly think that. I'm going to be honest with you. And I'd rather put that effort and that money into maybe going to Wales and making a video about something that I've never done down there, that I've never seen, and we'll probably get 100,000 views. You know, why not? That's just the nature of the game, I'm afraid. Like I said, I think the problem was I wasn't coming at it from an angle with a good story. That was the problem. I was just doing a railway from start to finish, and people were just losing it and getting bored and thinking, all right, it's a railway. There's only so much you can say. And I think the first few were novelties, so people watched it, but then they all became a bit repetitive because they're the same thing over and over again. And the Queensbury line series was the icing on the cake for me, because that I spent weeks on, and I mean weeks, doing them videos. They were so difficult to do because I wanted them to be top notch. The photo fades and all that, I put a lot of effort into them. The drone shots, the exploring, you know, I must have made 10 trips over there to do them videos, and as they went on, they got less and less and less views. And I got to the Hewenden one, and it was like nobody even cared it was there. And I just thought, what was the point in that? And so I probably won't finish that series now. The only thing I might do is the Keighley station at the end. I might do a couple of them at the end, but I'm not going to do the bits in between. I think it's that what puts people off, is the bits in between. So I think I'll just stick to the big headlines. But any ideas for anything like that, any good stories on let me know. I'll probably concentrate on that kind of thing. And I want to do as well a bit of, as part of the history of series that I'm doing, I want to do a bit of history on certain aspects of the railway as well that people haven't covered before, like novelty things. Polton Runner says, all your vlogs are excellent, no need to apologise. Thanks, mate. I just thought I'd clear it up and mention it. That's why I put a post out the other week with some evidence on it, just so you could see what I was saying. That the last 10 videos that I released, The only 2 railway ones were right at the bottom in the viewing figures. All the rest were not railways. That's what I put out the other week. And also, some of them were in like the bottom 200. It's that bad. It was great to start with because of lockdown, but yeah. Anyway, I won't badger on about that anymore. So the plans for the channel, some ideas of places I want to go this year. Let me get my list up because I'll forget. Let's get my little list, channel list up. So, a few of the big projects I want to do this year. One was Golden Acre Park, which I filmed this week. So, if you don't know what Golden Acre Park is, it's a big park in Leeds. It's just a park now. But back in the day, it was much more than that. It was like Blackpool Pleasure Beach in its early days in Leeds. And I basically got there this week by accident. I was supposed to be filming another video somewhere in Leeds. It was all booked in, and I went to do it, and it got cancelled at the last minute. So I thought, rather than waste the day, I'm out, I've got my gear with me, and go home, I'm going to go to Golden Acre Park because it's the next nearest thing. So I did look at it, I'd already researched it. I turned up and did Golden Acre Park instead. So that's how that jumped the queue. I was going to do it in summer actually because it'd have been nicer, but never mind. It got done this week. So I've done Golden Acre Park, which would be a great one to see. It also has a tie-in with Blackpool Pleasure Beach and the North Bay Railway in Scarborough as well. I want to do a big series on Shipley Glen in Bradford because there is a lot up there, a lot. I used to go there as a kid, so I know a lot about it. That'll be multiple videos, so that's one thing I want to do this year. A lot of these are going to be summer because of the scenery. I want to do American Adventure. I want to do another Butlins this year. Which one that will be, I don't know, but I want to do at least one more this year. I'd love to do... There's a couple of videos I really want to do in Liverpool this year, so not railway related, but a couple of ideas, completely different things in Liverpool that I want to do. There'll be a couple more in Blackpool again this year. Hopefully one that I've been waiting for many years. I've got 2 videos to do in Bradford this year, which I haven't done yet. And I've been meaning to do for ages. I've got one more to do in Scarborough. This is just highlights. I've got millions of these, but these are the ones I want to do this year. I'll be going to Essex and Sussex to do a video down there, which you railway lot will love. It's not a line, but you will love it. If the big railway series comes off this year that I was talking about a bit ago, then that will be huge. That will probably take up quite a few videos. That will be all over the country. I want to do a video about a disaster, which I don't want to say too much about it because it might give it away, but it was a bit of a... It wasn't a disaster in terms of deaths and things like that. It was a disaster in terms of an accident. I want to do a video on that, and nobody's done it yet. So that'll be interesting. I don't want to give it away. That's not round here, though. That's Lancashire. Then I want to do a lot of the history of series, which, like I said, it'll include things like the history of companies that are Yorkshire-based, or companies or things that are outside of Yorkshire. It doesn't have to be Yorkshire. It's just that a few of them are. Things like... I don't want to give any away, because if I give them away, then it spoils it, doesn't it? I'm trying to think of one that I don't mind saying, but... Like branded products, Victorian products, or things that we still use today that we take for granted and we don't know where they came from, that kind of thing. But also businesses that are based in the area and things that I can do are good, but that everybody would know. Not something like, I wouldn't do anything like, I don't know, something that only people in Leeds would know. It would be something that's international, but maybe from Leeds, I don't know. I've got a few more lost stations to do, but like I said, they're the big ones. Couple in Bradford that I want to do. One new thing I want to try this year, which I've never done, but I'm keen to do, is a filming locations video for a few films that I have in mind. And it would include, I'm not going to say the film, but it would include me going out and doing what I do best with the photo fades and matching scenes in the film and showing you what it looks like today. That kind of thing. So that's another idea I've got for the odd video this year to do. It'll only be a couple, but just something different. And finally, I'm hoping to get to Europe this year. Maybe a bit further afield. Places like, there's a bit in Paris I would like to do. There's some stuff in Germany I would like to do. There's some stuff in Sweden I would like to do. And that includes theme parks as well, because I've not done a lot of the European parks. But other things, historical things as well. I may be in talks with some European businesses about doing a behind the scenes, which would be nice to do. Again, I'll let you know if they come off, but I'm trying to broaden my horizons, especially with the hidden secrets thing this year. So I've been in touch with a lot of big premises about doing the hidden secret videos, so I can go behind the scenes. So fingers crossed they come off. It's going to be a good year this year. I really think it is. I've started it slightly different this year, and I'm going to try, if I can, fit in occasionally. There will be a Wednesday video as well, but that will be things that I don't want to put out on a Sunday, or things that I don't think are worthy of a Sunday slot, or things that are not really related to the channel. So for example, if I went to look at a museum and walk around it and I don't think it's worthy of a video, I'll put that out on a Wednesday instead. A bit like I did this week with the Tramtown thing, where it wasn't about the building, which I've already done. It was a news update. So I put that out midweek. But I have done a Wednesday video for the past 4 or 5 weeks now. But I won't be doing that every week. That'll be as and when. So what have I got on my list? So I spoke to you about Barney, future videos, members meetup, which we'll be doing on the viaduct, railway videos, done that, playlists, done that. Also to mention about the playlists, the old videos for the channel. A lot of you have messaged me saying I can't find certain video, or I can't find this video on the channel. A lot of them are not on the main playlist. They're not on the main video list. So a lot of the videos have been unlisted off the main list, but they are still there. They're in the playlists. So if you know what category it is, head to the playlist and there's more videos in there. So what you see on the main list of videos is probably about half of what there is. So things like my old canal videos, they're now in the exploring video, exploring playlist. Or the Lost Railway stuff is all in the Lost Station playlist. So have a dig around the playlists. If you want to find the old videos, they'll be there. The reason I've hidden a lot of them is because I didn't think they were up to scratch or something like that. Or I'm trying to declutter the channel, basically. So that's where they've gone, if you don't know where they are. So have a mooch around the playlists. You might see some old classics in there. And the final thing is, as well as the railway thing, I just want to say I'm also, not only am I not just a railway channel, I'm a history adventure channel. I'm also not just a Leeds channel either. I happen to be based in Leeds and I live in Leeds, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to do Leeds videos, because I was getting the similar thing as the railways about Leeds. So when I was in Blackpool, which just so happened that they were inviting me to things, people were saying, why not Leeds? Why not Leeds? Why not Leeds? I'm like, well, I do Leeds videos because I'm here and they're easier for me to do, and I know a lot more about Leeds than anywhere else, but I'm not a Leeds channel. So, you know, I'm proud of being from Leeds and I'm proud of being a Yorkshire lad, but I'm not just going to stick to Leeds because the audience wouldn't get very big in Leeds. It's just the way it is. I have to broaden my horizons. So you're going to see things from London, you're going to see things from Scotland, you're going to see things from Blackpool, Sheffield, Nottingham, everywhere, like I've been doing anyway. Leeds will just be, you know, done as normal as it is anyway. I'm just not going to, I think people expected it to be like 90% Leeds content and all railways and things like that. It's not. It's going to be a bit of everything. That's how I want it to be. Something for everyone mixed in. So hopefully you're with me on that journey anyway. But I think I've discussed everything I need to discuss. So I'm going to get back to the comments because there's been a lot of comments coming in and I need to catch up now. I don't have Natter on, don't I, once I get going. But I just had a lot to say today. That's why I wanted to do a live stream as well. I thought rather than type it all out, I'll come on. Oh God, I've got a lot of comments. I'm way behind now. I'll try nip through them quickly. Let me find out where I got to. Sean says, "Don't stop doing what you're doing." Thanks, mate. Chipmunk 2008. Brick Lane with Steve and Alex. Yeah, this is why. Brick Lane with Steve. This is why I quit. Are you on about smoking or something? Oh, right, yeah, I see what you're saying. So Brick Lane with Steve and Alex says, "Gutting when you've worked hard on a good video and YouTube don't plug it." And the Chipmunk says, "Yeah, this is why I quit." Yeah, that is another problem. But there's nothing I can do about YouTube. But to be fair, YouTube will only plug something if people watch it in the first place. So if I put a video out and it gets 200 views, YouTube are going to go, "Nah, that's not worth it," and walk, and bypass it. That's why they don't get pushed. But if people jump on a video and it does really well in the first couple of hours, YouTube will push the hell out of it. So that's how it works. So it's a bit of both. But Darren says, "Good old British Rail." Ik Ergens says, "Sweden." Yes, I will be in Sweden at some point. Darren, no, I don't know what that says. JP says, "The Hewenden Viaduct was a proper piece of work. All your efforts shone through." Thanks, mate. See, when I say something's a proper piece of work in Leeds, I mean that they're a nasty piece. To me, that means that a proper piece of work means that they're horrible. But I know what you mean. IJ Linge, what's your email, bud? It's darren@adventureme.co.uk. I think it's in the thing up here, possibly. But anyway, darren@adventureme.co.uk. And I've also got a website, if you didn't know. And there's a map on there as well, a map on the website. If you click on the map, it shows you all the videos I've done with little pins on the map, and you can click on it and watch the video. So if you don't know what videos I've done or where I've been, go into the website, adventureme.co.uk, have a look at the map, and you can click on the pins on there. Frankie Wild says, "You should do a collab with Hell on Earth. I think they're from Yorkshire too." I don't know who Hell on Earth are. Oh, no, I do know who Hell on Earth are. They did the Ultimate, didn't they, recently? Yeah, they've watched my videos. I know they do. Because they were referencing it in their video that they did in the Ultimate. They were talking about the history video that I did. Yeah, they're more explorers, though. I'm not really into that urban exploring kind of thing. Occasionally I do, but not as daring as they do. I wouldn't have the balls for that. Lee Webster says, "I should do a series of Planet Coaster builds." I'd get lynched for doing that on here. I'd love to do that, but I would get lynched on here. I love Planet Coaster. I used to play it all the time. Far too many hours wasted on there. I would love to sit and play it and film it and stick it on here, but I just don't think it would work on the channel. But I would love to do it. I was pretty good at it as well. Driving All Over says, "Looking forward to seeing them." Thank you, mate. Martin Farrell, love these exploring videos. I do enjoy the railway walks. Thanks, Martin. The railway walks were so much fun for me to do in terms of it got me out of the house, and in summer they were great. Just to go off and do, apart from when it rained, when you were halfway around a railway in the middle of nowhere and it absolutely threw it down. But I did enjoy them. It's just, they just don't make sense to do. I think I get why. Like I said, I don't want to go over it again, but I get why. It's just, I think it's more to the point that there's no story to it. I think that's what it is. Love these exploring videos. Thanks, mate. The eclectic mix of subjects is great, Darren. Thanks, amusement and adventure. Yeah, mate, that's what I love to do. A good mix. That's my thing. Mark Jones says, "You need to do the Falkirk Wheel." Yeah, I'd love to do, mate. James says, "I think you're right. You have to diversify to grow the channel and to keep sane. You clearly understand what people want to see. Just go back yours, just to see. So just back yourself." Yeah, thanks, mate. That's the thing. It's what I want to do as well. I don't want to get shoehorned into being the railway guy, because I'm not. I'm not knowledgeable enough about railways to do that. Somebody like Joel on here, he's a big railway fan. That's his kind of thing. It's not mine. I just don't know enough about it. I would literally be doing the railway thing here, and I'd be glancing at everything else over there, thinking, I want to do that, I want to do that. That's the problem, and I don't want to do that. That's why I called it Adventure to start AdventureMe, because I wanted to go out and adventure, and do adventures and different things. Originally, I was going to do attractions and things like that, which I haven't done yet, which I will do. Yeah, that was the original plan for the channel, was to go off and just start exploring history and looking at completely random things, but that I enjoyed. That was the point of it. And I kind of lost my way a bit I kind of went off on the railway tangent. But then when I tried to pull it back, I started to get a lot of abuse and a lot of people saying things. And don't get me wrong, I can take it. It's not that. I'm not a softie or anything like that. But what I'm saying is it does still bite away at you a little bit. And you do think, and I just thought, no, I'm going to stick to what I believe and stick to what I want to do. And otherwise, I'm going to hate it. If I just do what they want a year more, and I'll be bored and I won't want to do it anymore. That's the problem. I need to keep my interest going, otherwise I won't want to do it. Because to me, this isn't a job, this is a hobby for me, so I have to enjoy it. And my biggest two loves in life are theme parks and history. So my hobbies anyway, history and theme parks. So that's what I'm going to do on the channel, not just them, but that's what I am going to include, because that's my thing. And if I can do both together, like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, even better. Becky Toon says, don't get disheartened, your videos are amazing. Thanks, Becky. If you don't want to watch it, just skip it. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Becky. Nice to see you at Blackburn Hall, by the way. Chipmunk says, hugs, mate. I understand. No worries. Darren says, there's nothing in Rhyl, North Wales. Oh, there is. Yes, there is. Nick says, I love this. Nick says, you could read me the gas bill in Blackpool and I'd watch it. What about the gas bill in Bradford? Next week's video. Lee Webster, I wonder if you could do an episode on the Channel Tunnel. That's a good idea, mate. Really enjoy your... Adrian G says, really enjoy your videos. I like the one you did on Butlins. Thanks, mate. I really enjoyed the Butlins ones. Mike loves the photo fades. Polton Runner says, your vlogs on Blackpool's Grand Theatre were creme de la creme. No one has done anything on the theatre. I've been on the stage in the dressing rooms. Thank you, mate. Again, I enjoyed that one. They invited me to do that. I didn't ask them, they asked me, which was amazing. That's what I was saying. A lot of people kept saying to me, why are you not doing this in Leeds, and why are you not doing that in Leeds? I was like, because they won't let me. That's why. I can't just break into something and do it. I know some people do, but that's not what I'm going to do. If I'm going to do a behind the scenes tour, I kind of want them to let me in. And fortunately, I emailed so many things around the country, especially in Leeds. I felt like I had an earthquake then, didn't I? I emailed so many things, but they just didn't get back to me, or they're not interested. But Blackpool, they did. They were just like, oh, come do this, and why haven't you done this? Come do this, come do this. We'll let you in, we'll show you around. Blackpool have been amazing. That's why I've been there so much. I was just like, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I didn't want to miss out on anything. I'm going to have to go back afterwards and read all these comments because I've gone so quick. I'm going to go back to the end because I've missed it. I forgot where I was now. UK Theme Parks says, film locations would be awesome. Yeah, I've got some good ideas for it as well. Some unique things, because a lot of people have done movie locations before, but they kind of do the same format. I've got a good idea for a unique format. Taste of Honey for a film location, Mike. I've never heard of it. What's Taste of Honey? If I've never heard of it, there's no hope. You'll have to let me know what it is. I'll have to give it a watch. Oh, a famous Lancashire station in the film series. Oh, I might have seen that actually. I think I know which you're on about. Maxie says Kes in Barnsley. Yes, that's one of them. Mike says lunch is over, back to work. IJ Linge, what have you planned? What have you planned is hitting on the info I need to share with you. It would cover more than one of your genres in one. Oh, brilliant. Yes, send us an email then, mate. Darren says, what about the old Nedler's Sweet Factory in Hull? I've never heard of that. What is it? Blue plaques. Plenty in Portsmouth. Must be loads in Leeds. I don't know if there's an audience for that though, David. Blue plaques. I mean, I took a picture of one the other day and nobody else was. That's the problem. I don't know if... I think once you've seen them all, haven't you? I don't know. But I like the idea behind it. I just don't think it would catch on. I think once I've done 10 of them, I think people would switch off. I don't know. Just had another donation. Thank you very much, mate. Where's it gone? IJ Linge again. Thanks for the website info. I'll email you. Thanks, mate. And Jeffrey Stevens, thanks for your donation, mate. Much appreciated. Jeffrey Stevens says, keep it up. Thanks, buddy. I know you've explained about getting around on the channel, but if you have any plans on more localised videos, Middleton or Rothwell or even Wakefield, Aidan. Again, I've got plans for everything. Yes, I have. Whether I'll do them, I don't know. It's one of them where it all depends on whether I think it's interesting enough, or if the timing is right, or if I'm stuck in the house and I've got no car and I can get out and do a local one. It all depends on that. There's plenty to come, mate. There's still a few round here that I'm keen on doing, but it's whether I can do them. That's another thing. A lot of places won't let me in, like I say. James Riley says, aye, back yourself. You're a great content creator. Thanks, mate. Much appreciated. You come across... New Motorcycle Guy says, you come across knowledgeable on your topics. I appreciate the research you do. Thanks, mate. I do my research, I must admit. In fact, I probably spend more time researching the video than I do actually doing it. Than filming it and editing it. Sometimes I can. Especially things like Butlins Filey and Crystal Palace. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks on them. Greenfield 1940s model railway says, get over to Saddleworth. I'll give you a drive in my World War II Jeep. Oh yeah, that sounds good. I was only in Saddleworth yesterday. Funny enough, not doing a video, but I was over there to see a friend. So yes, please, Greenfield, drop me an email, darren@adventureme.co.uk. I'll be there. So anyone got any questions for me anyway? All I'm getting down here is suggestions, but which I don't mind. But if you've got any actual questions that you don't have to be related to the channel, it could be anything. But any questions down below, drop them in. And then I'll do a few of them before we wrap up the live stream. And also, yeah, anything interesting you want to talk about, that's the thing. A Taste of Honey was filmed in Manchester. Ah, that's where I've heard of it, Mike. Taste of Honey, Martin Zero mentioned it. Yeah, that was an old film in Manchester. Martin's already done that. Martin Zero's already done the locations of that. Station House. Hey mate, how are you doing? I still need to come do your Station House, don't I? Nick Thomas. I love it when you went to the Memorial Park in Fleetwood. Yeah, thanks mate. That was for the Rakes Hall, wasn't it? Darren, you could film 100 Blackpool and Butlins videos and I'd watch them all, Mark. Probably the pleasure beach for you though, Mark, eh? Might see you there this year, who knows? Andrew Clark says, I was lucky to be on one of your videos just walking past while you were filming. Oh really, Andrew? Which one? Which video are you talking about? Leah says they won't let you in. Don't they know who you are? I don't know. I should bang on the door and do that. You remember the old celebrity thing, didn't they? Don't you know who I am? I'll tell you, I'd love to get in the Bradford Odeon, the old Bradford Odeon, or Bradford Live as it's called now. I'd love to get in there, but they just will not bite at all. They just do not want me in there. I don't know why. They just don't seem interested in the slightest. David says, any plans for a Halloween ghost hunt this year? Maybe, David. I've not planned anything yet, but like I said, I might make it an annual thing. Who knows? On Halloween, anyway. Wayne says, would you do a video in Oxford? Yes, I sure would. I've got an idea for one or two in Oxford already. JP says, okay, what is the meaning of life? Well, one thing I know it isn't, and that's to work yourself to death and do nothing. That's not what it is. For me, the meaning of life is to enjoy the hell out of it and try to be as happy as you can. Everything else doesn't matter. That's how I live it anyway. Amusement and adventure. Whilst down in London doing a video on the new Lift 109 the other week, I was near Battersea Park. Yes, I have, mate. I know what you're going to say. Yes, I have. That might be coming in summer too. Next time I go to London, I've got 3 videos I want to do when I go down, and that'll be one of them. You know I love my old fun park videos. New Motorcycle Guy says, what was your favourite location to see so far and why? I've got 2. Depends what you mean by favourite. Favourite because of the history, then I would say the Crystal Palace in London. That was my favourite. Because it was just rinsed with history and still things to find. Favourite in terms of I enjoyed filming, I would say Butlins Filey. Because that was very nostalgic to me. And also I was very knowledgeable on that one because I'd researched the hell out of it and I was excited about it, so I really enjoyed myself. But favourite personally, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because theme parks are my thing. I love the Pleasure Beach, again, nostalgic reasons. So they're all my favourite for different reasons. But I would say them 3 stand out: Pleasure Beach, Crystal Palace and Butlins Filey. All 3 of them, funny enough, were hidden secret history series as well. Can you remember the miniature railway in the Midland in Woodlesford? No, I don't, mate, Mark. I never went in the Midland. And I'm not from the area. I've only lived here for 10 years. I'm actually from Bradford, so I've never been in the Midland. I know where it is. I've never been in though. Got to go swimming. Thanks, Nick. Enjoy your swimming. Katie Morton says, I went on the old water ride in Scarborough after I watched your video. Brilliant. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Katie. Why did they shut Kinderland? I think it just wasn't popular anymore. I think the attendance dropped and they wanted too much money for the site, so they just put it up for sale instead. I think it was just simply not used enough. Jeffrey Stevens, looks like there's a lot of empty old industrial land awaiting development in Leeds. Is Bradford like that too? I don't know, Jeffrey. I've not been to Bradford for a while. I literally drive through it if I do. But yeah, from what I remember when I was a kid, there was a lot of empty industrial land in Bradford, especially in the city centre when they knocked all the shopping centres down and everything. The video of the Butlins elephant, you enjoyed that. Thanks, mate. Joe Gall says, who did you get into YouTube and learn to edit your videos to make them look professional? Everything on the channel I've done myself. So I built my own website, I did my own logo, I did my own I learnt video editing myself from scratch. Nobody told me how to do it, nobody recommended anything. I just downloaded about 10 different ones, tried every single one of them, picked one I liked, that I found easy to use, learnt how to use it and got on with it really. Best way to learn is do it yourself. You'll learn a lot more picking it and doing it yourself. If somebody has to tell you how to do it, you ain't going to learn anything. So just pick a few pieces of software that are highly recommended on Google maybe. Choose which one you find easiest to use. Might take you 3 weeks to find out, but play with them. And then, just have a go and see which one you like and then learn it. And what got me into it, I've always been a blabbermouth, so that helped. I was bored at the time because of what was happening in the world, you know what. I got a camera for Christmas, and there was an old railway not far away, and I thought, you know what, I'm going out. I'm going to film it. I'm going to be one of these YouTubers making a video log. And there I am. I had a go. It worked. It paid off, and people liked it. So I thought, why not? And now you stuck with me, I'm afraid. He also says, does YouTube pay well? No. Not until you're big time. So if you get to the leagues, the likes of like the 1 million subscribers, up there with the big guns, then you can make a good living off it, a very good living. And if you get into the tens of millions, like some, then you make a very, very comfortable living off it. And I mean, a very comfortable living. But for the sort of sizes that we are, under 100k, it's small change really. It's kind of, sometimes it pays for a video, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you make a bit of money on it and you think, oh great, and then I'll go buy put it in a fund for a camera in the future or something like that. Sometimes I'll spend £200 making a video and I'll get £5 in ad revenue, and you think, oh, not that I do it for that, but I'm saying it doesn't always cover. It's just the way it is. That's Not My Name says, have you ever been to Drayton Manor? Yes, I have, many, many times. Excuse me, I've got a tickly throat. Hang on. I have many times, yeah. When I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Last time I went was about 6 years ago. I've not been for a while, not since they've done the new Adventure Cove and Vikings area. But I will be back there. I need to catch up with Drayton Manor. It's been a while. I'll wait till their new coaster next year, then I'll go. David Hall says, what about Bellevue? Yes, mate, that's on the list too. I forgot about that. That is on the list. This year's list, by the way. David says his parents met at Filey. Brilliant. Aidan says, someone asked you if you knew the meaning of life. Well, here's one. I've always remembered, but with no answer. They say life begins at 40, so if that's the case, then what ends at 39? Anyone know? So let me read that again. They say life begins at 40, so if that's the case, then what ends at 39? Anyone know? I don't know. It's a good question. I think are you waiting for people to comment on that? I don't know. Let's see. I went to Butlins Filey as a kid as well. Well, I say kid, I was a tot. I don't remember it, but I was there. Ralph Plays says there's a miniature railway in Cherwell Woods. Is there? I might have seen that actually. I'll have to have a look at that. Wow, these comments are so good. Sean Owen loved the Camelot videos. Thanks, mate. Glad you enjoyed them. I enjoyed making them as well. Again, nostalgic for me. Game Labs says, I really like the music you use, especially the theme. Thanks, mate. I've had the same theme tune since I first started 3 years ago. It's the same song I've used. It's a bespoke song. When I say it's bespoke, it's not. It's available, but it's you can get it online. But it was. I think there was only me using it at the time when it first came out. I used to have the full version at the end of the video, but I don't anymore. And the music, I'm quite picky with music in videos. I don't like irrelevant music, and I don't like just random music. I have to choose it. So I can spend 3-4 hours sometimes just going through tracks and listening and going nah 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 until I find one that I think yes, that's it. Not always, but most. If it's a good video, I will take the time on the song. Swan Teal says, have you thought about doing history of the cemetery? No, I haven't, mate. I don't know if I'd find that interesting. Cemeteries, they're a bit gloomy, aren't they? I don't know. I don't think I would. No. There's another YouTuber in Bradford already doing that. He does graveyards and cemeteries, and I do watch his videos, but I don't know if it's my kind of thing. I'm not sure. Jeanette Powell says, we went to Scarborough Fair to see the Laughing Sailor, which haunted me as a child. You mean the Laughing Clown at the Pleasure Beach? Yeah, and the Laughing Sailor at the Scarborough Fair as well. North Bay Railway fan. Hiya, mate. How you doing? You get another mention in our Golden Acre Park video. Quite a few mentions this week, actually. I filmed it this week. Went to Golden Acre and finally got there and did it. And there'll be a few cameos from you guys at North Bay as well. Carl Smith says, would be great if you could come to Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach and have a go on the old scenic roller coaster. Yes, I was there last year, mate. The old observation tower. Funny enough, I was at Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach last year by accident. I didn't intend. I was actually there for a gig, and we ended up going to the Pleasure Beach for a few hours. But I didn't have my camera with me or anything like that. But that is work in progress. Pleasure Beach at Great Yarmouth. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Have you ever, Ralph Place, have you ever had any hassle from people whilst filming? Not too much, no. I've normally been quite lucky like that. I do watch people like DJ Audits and I do watch that and I do enjoy it. So I'm kind of clued up what to say. I know what he would say, and I think, well, I've got it in there. And I know the law. I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. And don't get me wrong, God help anybody that tried to tell me what to do with my camera. But I would give them what for. But nobody has yet, which is lucky and which is good, I suppose. I've had a few strange looks, and I've had a few people sort of show a bit of interest, but in a good way. They've sort of come up and said, "Oh, what are you filming?" And they're really into it, and I don't mind that. But other than that, no. Apart from when I've done live streams and I've had a few idiots in the background, effing and blinding and, giving it the V's behind. That's about it, really. But no, nothing like that. Tedley M says, who is Wayne Paxford? He's one of my admins on the channel on here. Wayne Paxford is Wayne Paxford. Yeah, exactly. I love it. You two having a little argument on here. New Motorcycle Guy says, whilst out filming in public, I feel a bit of a wally sometimes. Did you feel like this, and does it get easier? Oh, yes, I did. If somebody was walking in my direction, I would stop filming. And I pretend I was looking at my phone like this. Wait for him to go past. And then do it again with the camera. I was so conscious of it. Or if I didn't see somebody coming and I was talking to the camera and then somebody passed, I'd start stuttering because I was like, oh God, they heard me. I was like that at the start. I'm not so bad now. Occasionally I do it. If there's too many people around, I will stumble a bit, or I might have to do a few takes or something. But I will avoid people. So if there's a crowd over there, I'll go over there. But yeah, I'm getting better with it. It does get better. You get to and if you're with another YouTuber as well, you get to a point where you don't care. You just kind of go, well, there's just two of us now. It doesn't matter. So yeah, it does get easier, mate. It really does. Hello, Darren. Wow. Hello, Darren. I love your videos. Pontefract and the Swing Bridge, Acast and Malbis. Chris Barker. Thanks, mate. Send us the info through if you can. Because I'll forget if I read it on here, but that'd be a good idea. If it's got an interesting story, then why not? Joe Gall says, thanks for answering my questions. No problem, mate. That's what I'm here for. Lindsay says, is there one place you would love to do a video but can't? Yeah, Blackpool Tower. Darren Howell says, you found Charles' grave after I tried but couldn't remember. Who's Charles? I found Charles' grave. Charlie. You know about the elephant? Right. Only because I'd researched the hell out of that. That's the only reason I knew where it was. I'm really good with maps. I've been to Ayr and Skegness, Butlins. Yeah, I've been to Butlins. I've been to Skegness, Pefeli, Filey, and one of the southern ones. It were either Bognor or Bognor. I've been to Bognor. Viper Warrior, has the Greenside tunnel been filled in? No, it hasn't. No, the entrance is a bit covered, but it's still open. You can still get through. Tom says, will you do any shipwreck stories? I will if I can find evidence of the shipwreck, and if it's a good story, yeah, why not? What I don't want to do is tell a story and not show it. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? I'd love to, if you can actually see it, that'd be a good thing to do. Andrew Clark says, what's the best place you've stayed at in Blackpool? Hotel or B&B? Well, there's two in Blackpool that I really like. I've stayed in a few. You know what I'm going to say. I've stayed in a few. But there's a Big Blue Hotel at the Pleasure Beach for a hotel. That was really good. I had no faults with that. Really enjoyed it. Really, really nice hotel. Definitely would go back there. And there's a B&B that I stayed in. Let me get the name right, because I don't want to say it and get the name wrong. I'm just going to find it on here. The Pembroke Hotel in Blackpool. The bed and breakfast. It's a hotel, but it's like a B&B. Stayed there last August, I think. Last August for 4 nights, and it were really good, really nice. The host Michael was amazing. Breakfast was, and the room was so kitted out you wouldn't believe. It was amazing. It was 5-star service. It really was. I would go back there in a heartbeat. That's Pembroke Hotel. It's gonna be ram-packed now, isn't it? I'm not gonna be able to get a bloody room in there now because of you lot. Paul Broomhead says, any plans to do a similar series to Camelot for the former Frontierland? 100%. Any old park, any old abandoned theme park, anything that's gone, they're at the top of my list because that's what I love. Not all together, there might be across a few years, but they will get in there, trust me. They're all on the list, all of them. I went to Frontierland when I was a kid, I remember it really well. Robert Scully says, one's prime lasts until... are you talking about the question? I work in animation. Newey says, I work in animation. I'd love to animate your logo just as a thank you for what you put out. Hit me up. Oh, Newey, that sounds amazing. I would love that. An animated logo for the video. That'd be amazing. I've tried to do it myself but failed miserably. I can do a logo but I can't animate it. That'd be amazing. Can you drop me an email? darren@adventureme.co.uk. That'd be fantastic. Darren Williams says, George Formby's grave is in Warrington. David Hall, can you explain the ghostly apparition as you went through the underpass in your first Camelot vlog? That was just when I went to the Halloween event at night. I filmed in that tunnel at night with the ghost walking through on the Halloween event. And when I made the video, I just thought it'd be funny to put that clip in because I was walking through the tunnel on my own and it was quiet. I thought I'll just do a quick, like a flashback thing to the Halloween event in the tunnel. That was all it was. It was literally just to use a clip and just scare people a little bit. Why not? Also, are you looking forward to the Curse of Alton Manor? I am, yes. That's the new haunted house at Alton Towers. Finally got rid of them blooming guns. I hated them. I hated Jewel. I've got to say, I hated Jewel. It was fun. It was fun for what it was, but I preferred the haunted house. It was like, I remember loving the haunted house and then going on it and thinking, what have they done to this? They've just smashed it to pieces. I'm so glad they're putting it back, or that they're going to enhance it anyway. So yes, I'm looking forward to that and the new ride for next year, or the year after, 2025. Jonathan Cruikshank says, "Evening, Daz. Hope you're well. Anything new coming up? Oh, where have you been, Jonathan? Go back to the start of this video. Well, not the start. Probably 10 minutes in. I talk all about future plans on here. Then you'll catch up on that. Otherwise, we'll be here all night if I say it again." Right, where are we? IJ Linge sent the email. Thanks, mate. Awesome to hear you might be coming to Great Yarmouth. I'm part of the maintenance team. Would be great to meet you. Brilliant, Carl. I have already spoken to them. I couldn't tell you who I've spoke to. Let me see if I can find it. I've already spoken to somebody at the Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach, and he was up for it. I've got to find the email now. I don't think I can. But anyway, I've spoke to somebody at the Pleasure Beach, and they want me to. They're up for me coming and visiting. Basically, that's all I can remember now. It was last year I spoke to them, but he did say this season. So if you know anybody, Carl, just remind them for me. I'd love to come down. Kevin missed a bit. Kevin Parker says missed a bit. I don't know if anyone asked about Barney. Yeah, I did mention him earlier. He's not very well, mate. He's got breathing problems. He's got a heart murmur and breathing problems. So he's not doing great at the minute. He's having a bad day today. He's struggling to breathe and he looks really miserable, poor thing. It's like watching somebody in front of you in pain and there's nothing you can do. I mean, he's got all the pills. He's on everything. He's been to the vets every other day pretty much. There's just nothing they can do. I mean, he's not in bad pain, but you can tell he's not happy. And yeah, hopefully, well, I mean, I don't know if it'll get better or not, but hopefully we can relieve it a bit. I will see if I can get him up in a bit, but he's not. In fact, give me 2 seconds and I'll go get him. Let me just catch up with these and then I'll go get him. Darren Williams says the Wayne Paxford name pops up on Walk on the Wild Side. Yeah, it does. He's a moderator on his channel as well. Mike Marion says, when you make it to Knott's Berry Farm, I'll buy you lunch at the Ghost Town Grill after riding the Ghost Rider. Yeah, I will, mate. I've never been to Knott's Berry. I've driven past it. I've seen it off the highway, and I did look at it. We went to Magic Mountain, and I did go. I think, one day. I just wish we'd have had time to go then. But yeah, I will be back, and I will do it. Metroland roller coaster is in Devon. I know it is. I know, yeah. Have you got the former Pleasure Island theme park from Cleethorpes on the list? I sure have, but I don't know if there'll be anything left when I get there because it's pretty much all gone now, isn't it? Just sort my camera out. It's going a bit blurry. There we go. Fat lad's in. All right, mate. Newey says Wayne Paxford is Ronnie Pickering's half brother. Who? Would you do a vlog on the former Blackpool Pontins camp? I would. I'd do a vlog on anything, mate. Yeah. Again, there's nothing to see though. It's completely gone. It's all houses now, isn't it? Have I played GeoGuessr again? I haven't for a while. No, I should do, shouldn't I was doing it because I was bored and it was miserable weather, but I might do it. I might do a Wednesday video on it one time. I might do it this week actually, if I get time. I've not edited this Sunday's video yet, so if I can get that done, I might do a Wednesday one. He said I was lucky when I did the Richmond Hill Bridge. There's always a gang there when I pass it on Monday to Friday. There was a gang there when I went up the stairs. Well, I say gang, there was like 4 of them, but it seemed alright. Have you considered exploring some of the abandoned RAF bases, Chris Bradley? Yes, I have, mate. I've got a few in mind. I would do Pontins and Butlins, Tom. Yeah. I love your the Mike Eve says I love your videos, especially the Pleasure Beach ones. Thanks, mate. There's an awful lot of comments about specific railway places here. Perhaps you could have a rethink. Either way, it looks like we're all fans of whatever you do. Bit of a selective audience, though. Yeah, that's the problem, mate. It's very niche, but there's a lot of it. That's what it is. There's a lot of abandoned railways, a hell of a lot. That's why they keep getting recommended, because 1, they're easier to reel off, and 2, there's a lot of them. Every city has at least 5 or 6, if not more. I mean, Leeds alone is probably 10 lines and probably 50 stations that are abandoned. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be that kind of thing. But no, like I said, it's just going to be random stuff now. It's going to be only railways when it's got a good story or it's unique or a big station or something behind the scenes or something like that. I'm not going to do the series anymore. Will I do anything special? Katie Morton says, will I do anything special when I hit 50,000? Yeah, I'll plan something very special for 50k. What that will be, I don't know. I'll worry about that when I get to it. It'll either be some kind of special video somewhere, or it'll be a live stream somewhere, or it'll be a challenge of some sort. Who knows? I'll do something, yeah. And then the 100k, well, you'll have to wait and see what I'll do for that. You heard of OnlyFans? Well, my stepson worked in the Big Blue Kitchens till recently. Brilliant. Rush says, favourite ride at Alton Towers? Good question. Tough one. Obviously, Nemesis, but ride in general. Let's see what the new haunted house is like. Then we'll see. But for now, Nemesis. Mark 1 says, hi Darren, hope you're well. Hi mate. Abandoned Secrets, do you remember the Halloween ghost hunting at Tramptown? Of course I do, I did it. It's sad that the log flume has gone from Great Yarmouth. Yeah, it is sad. It was a very ugly log flume though, weren't it? Very ugly. I always thought they never finished it. They needed to build the mountain around it and they never did. But it was a good ride. It was just a bit ugly. What's your favourite ride at Alton? I've done that. I'll mention it at work tomorrow. Probably would have been Albert, Jamie or Aaron. Yeah, I can't remember, mate. I have got an email, but I can't find it now while I'm on here because I'll be quiet for 10 minutes. I'm going to go get Barney in a sec, so hold on. Kevin says, hope he's okay. Are there any plans to build a platform over the River Tyne? I don't know, mate. Could you do a video on High Roads Hospital, although it's a housing estate? Yes, I am doing, Becca. I've been in touch with somebody who wrote a book on it, who said he was going to show me around. So hopefully, yes. Darren, if you ever come to Blackpool, there's a few remains of the former Blackpool Derby Baths. I know, I've seen it. It had major story, that building, if you ever need an idea. Yeah, and I know the story as well. My good historian David Evans from Blackpool told me a few sinister stories about that place. So that, yeah, I am aware of that. It's just not much to see, that's all. But I will do it at some point. Hi, evening Dan. You made it then. Will your meeting on the viaduct be on a weekend? I don't know, Kevin. I've not even looked into it yet. I don't even know what time of year to do it. I don't know if it should be a weekend or weekday or what. I'd probably go for a weekend because most people might be at work. Maybe a Sunday or something. Snowman Buzz FM. Hey Darren, or hey all Snowman. Hi mate. Jimmy Nails Shoes. Hi mate, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream again. Harry Jackson, would you ever do the old Rotherham United FC ground? Loving every vid. I would, mate, yeah. Can you get in it? That's the question. Robert says, I enjoyed the Camelot series. Will you be doing anything similar to that? 100%, mate. 100%. I've got plenty more planned like that this year. In fact, I filmed one this week. I really appreciate the care and attention and passion you put into your videos. Thanks for everything you do in Make Ordinary Places Extraordinary. Thanks, James. Tom says, I know the feeling of sick animals, Darren. Yeah, he's got to that point now where he's be 13 soon, so he's not exactly young, but I would have thought he might have. It just kind of hit him all of a sudden. He was okay, he was absolutely fine, and then this started. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'll go get Barney. I'm going to put my little screensaver on. I can find it. No, I can't find it, but I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'll go get Barney. So I've got him. He's not very well. Got to try to be careful with him because he's not. Okay, I've got you. He's panicking now. I've got you. Get the camera down. Right, Barney. Barney. Okay, Bubba. Okay. Say hello to everyone. He's struggling with his breathing, aren't you, Bubba? Yeah, he's struggling with your breathing. Look. You can see him panting a little bit. Not perfect, are you, Barney? Put you down because I know you don't like being up. Stay in here. He's down here, but yeah, he keeps panting and huffing. He's just not well at all. Yeah. He's looking at me now. Like, what did you bring me up here for? You might hear him panting in the background. Sounds like he's got bronchitis or something, but he hasn't. He's got a heart murmur, and it's causing like a fluid build-up on his lungs. He's on 4 or 5 different meds for it. It's not doing anything. It's not helping him. He's just making funny noises. I'm going to take him back downstairs. I'll be back in a sec, everyone. And we'll do some more questions. I'll carry you downstairs. It's just awful to see him like that. So, catch up on the comments. My cat was 16, he had a good life. Yeah, I mean, he's 13 soon. Fat Lad says, will you trace the City Goods line in Bradford? Yes, mate. That's the plan. I don't know if you weren't here earlier, were you, mate? If you get a chance, go back and watch the video from the start of the live stream, or from about 15 minutes in. I talk about the Queensbury line. JP says, what's with the LED light strip under the windowsill? It's just to light the room up, to make it a bit more... It's down there as well on the floor. It's just a bit of colour. Otherwise it's a empty room, isn't it? Just trying to be creative. Ever done anything in Ulverston? Yes, I have, mate. Or near it. Did the Beelar Viaduct as well, but I've been to Ulverston a few times for other things. IJ says, let's admire the blinds in the background. Lovely blinds. It's like waiting for the cam girl to come back. Hi. Bless him. Poor lad, his eyes look unhappy. Yeah, he does. He looks so miserable downstairs. It's just not nice to see. He needs a good cuddle view. He's out. Yeah, he does. He's asleep down there currently. That was nice to see Barney cut off Darren and look after the little man. I know, I need to go back down in a minute. He was having a drink when I left him downstairs, but he prefers to be fair. He prefers to sleep and be on his own. If I disturb him, he gets a bit fussy. He doesn't like it. You can tell he doesn't want to be fussed over. If I pick him up, he sort of he does like a cuddle, but he tends to push me back a little bit sometimes. He wants to be on his own, especially with, like when you're ill, you don't want to be fussed over, do you? Thanks, Franco N. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for the donation. Much appreciated. He says it's boss. Snowman stuck in a loop. Becky Tune's going to have to go. Thanks, Becky. Mark says, our dog got to 17 years old. Blooming hell, that's old. Colin says it's his disco room. It's not big enough for that, mate. I couldn't swing anything in here. Your hidden secrets of Blackpool Pleasure Beach vlogs were superb. Jimmy Nails Shoes. Thanks, mate. Good job it's not a red light. I can change it to red if you want. I could turn it red. Cheers, Franco. Mind the blind spot behind you. Dos Vidania. Thank you. Love the content. Keep it coming, fellow Leeds lad. Thanks, Franco. Thanks, mate. Lots more to come. Darren Rosamond says, hi, have you ever thought of doing a video or videos on Meanwood Valley Quarry? I was up there the other day. Or almost. Yeah, one day. I was up there the other day to film Golden Acre Park, but I did see a bit of it driving back. And I did stop to have a little wander. But yeah, lots to come this year. That's what I'm going to say. Lots of different things, lots of similar things, lots of... Yeah, I think you'll love it. You know the kind of thing that I do and what I like. I like to shake it up and go new places, and that's what I'm going to try to do a bit more this year. Brick Lane with Steve and Alex has been catching up. Enjoyed the Camelot on Winter Gardens. Thanks, mate. I know you've been ploughing through them, haven't you, recently? Kevin's off. We'll have to say goodbye and good night. Take care. See you later. I will do, Kevin. Thanks, mate. But yeah, I think we're going to call it a day now. Anyway, it's been 2 hours since I started the stream, and I don't want to go too long. I don't want to push it and bore everyone. And I know the stats don't kind of like it when I'm on too long. But I've got to say a big thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you again. If you didn't see the start of the video, go back to about 15 minutes in and rewatch it back. and I explain what I've got planned for the channel this year, and I talk about why I'm not doing railway series videos anymore, and what I am going to do and things like that. So go back and check them out if you haven't already, because I've got some quite big announcements that I made earlier on. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and stick with the channel. If you're not subscribed to it, subscribe. Check the website out, adventureme.co.uk. Please like the live stream. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this Sunday's video. I haven't decided what it is yet, but I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you soon. And thanks for joining us on the live stream. And thanks for all your comments below. And a big thank you to our moderators as well for helping out down below. Big thanks, guys. Been a great help. You've kept it running smoothly as you do. I know Mike, you've done. I've got your name now. Walk on the Wild Sides chat, haven't you? I know you've done Walk on the Wild Sides a few times. But anyway, it's nice for you guys to help out. Thank you very much for being for our moderators, Wayne Paxford. And I'll see you all very, very soon. And have a great week and enjoy what you're doing. Bye for now. I'll see you soon. Bye.